Okay, we're alive. I forgot to do the intro.
Intro music playing?
I forgot to do the world ambulance. Oh, I got things backwards here, but go ahead and start. I'm putting on the intro music. Intro music there.
Good evening and welcome to the Toy Soldiers Old School Camp. New day we start, right? But new time, 5 p.m., and we're going to see how well that holds up. An hour between streams, we'll see, but it works out better for other people, so it'll probably be constant anyway. Have some which are kind of fun. Here is the campaign into the chat, right? Which I would have to spell right for it to work, but it goes like this, right? Find links to not only our campaign on World Anvil, our YouTube playlist, so you can catch up with episodes that you have missed. And that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Just slow. I've so far released episode 2. Episode 1, or rather, session 0 is still... I will put it up as soon as it gets done, but at least there's something you can watch in order to catch up on the stuff that you missed. So you're not just floundering going, what the... you will find in the old session reports on the game. Now it isn't set up yet, but it will be. I will have a link. If you go to the campaign page on World Anvil, you will find each session will eventually have a link to a recording of that particular session that we did, so that you can watch or listen and catch up on what you missed that way too. Yeah, right. I'm going to release one episode a day until I have caught up to the current date, and then I will release one episode probably Tuesday or Wednesday following the last session, once I have caught up. So, all right, and so we're getting started. This is our first game of the new year, isn't it? 31 today.
And onward towards the stars. Yeah.
I like it. I'm Diane Morrison, aka Sable Radia, creator of the Toy Soldier Saga, and I play idealistic young priestess who joined the Navy and now the Marines in order to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My and her pronouns are both she or they.
Okay, Arden.
Hi, I'm Kaz. I play, also known as Gman999 on the internet. I play Arden Spellsword, a Kensai Magus crafting enthusiast. My pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Lurik.
Hi, I'm Gareth. I play the part of Lurik, a gunslinger who had a mishap earlier on in life that he's in the process of figuring out how he got saved. His and my pronouns are he, him.
Okay. Staff Sergeant.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian. He's the staff sergeant, as Aaron said. He's a grizzled older enlisted elf, and he sees it as his job to keep this bunch of young wannabe officers alive. And our pronouns are both he, him.
Okay, Madrimlian.
Hello, I'm Siobhan the Writer, also known as Brianna Healy. I play Lawless McDrimlin, an altruistic young male elven officer who joined the Navy and now the Marines to become to try and develop his own division for intelligence within the Avalonian Imperial Navy. My pronouns are she, her. Madrimlians are he, they.
Okay, Von Vin.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Von Vin, who's our got a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of sense of humor, a little bit of wild. She joined Imperial Navy to see the starships, which are amazing. Investigate new flora and fauna, and occasionally stab a slaver in the groin. My pronouns are she, her, and so is Von Vin's.
Okay. Finally, Dawn, the Yasma.
Sorry, just got back in here. I keep getting kicked out today.
Yeah, it's just your turn.
Okay, so I'm Dawn. I play Yasma Snowwind. I was a orphan who decided to just join the Navy, what I thought was on a whim, but apparently it was, kind of, I was pushed that way a little bit. And turns out I'm not an orphan after all. My best friend is Crowley. And my pronouns are she, her.
And hers are she, her.
Yes.
Okay. And finally, last but definitely not least, Crowley.
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley, a cat-like race called the Phoenok, a race of my own creation. He's he kept in line now that he's enlisted. And our pronouns are he, him.
Okay. And I am Aaron, known online as Aaron Ree. The RIGH says Ree. Trust me on that one. Right. And I am the game master. I play all the NPC parts and direct the story. I also play the part of Ruavel Sunfall, who is destined to become the protagonist of the Toy Soldier Saga's father.
Provided he makes it through the oncoming war.
Yeah, true.
Which, we make no guarantees. If things go wildly awry here, this is an alternate universe. It's very simple.
Yep.
String theory exists, so in my universe, so yeah, it's in canon. It works. So.
Okay, and we'll get started here.
Any which way, I still want to be the cause of an interstellar war.
As far as that goes, you were.
Right. Intelligence log supplemental. We had just finished cleaning up the pirates in the trash heap outside the wormhole. We have delivered them all, our captives, to the Captain Wintermist, and had just been going through the debriefing and preparing to head out through the wormhole. It didn't take long to subdue them.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Gareth has new dice. Showed it off in the channel. Oh, my dice are over there. Okay, 1 minute. I will get it. But by all means, I can't hear the GM, so I will be
Setting
right
up
back.
sound effects and music. Okay. So the captain calls all hands to the deck.
Yep, head off the ship and head back to the deck.
Yeah, up we go.
Yep. She addresses the crew. She says, "We have the honor of taking this ship here as a prize." Which couldn't have been done without our valiant Marine Corps.
Yeah, smile. You know. But not too broadly, just like, yeah.
She says, "I'm sending the XO back to port on board the pirate's vessel with a number of the crew to turn her over to the Navy. If there is prize money to be had, you will be the next to know." She says, "I'm going to need you Marines to pull sort of double duty. And pull ropes and do sailors' duties."
Yes, ma'am.
Avalana.
She says, "It's the only way I can provide enough security force to the XO ship."
Understood, ma'am.
And so you will be the only Marines on board at this point. And I'm sending the rest of the Marines to guard the pirates. And you, Major, will be in charge of ship security.
Avalana.
And Staff Sergeant Mithrasis,
Avalana, ma'am.
you're acting bosun until we reunite with our crew. I'm sending the
Hello?
bosun with the XO.
Avalana.
She says, "Now, many of you have never been through a wormhole before or traveled in relativistic space." She says, "So, I'm going to have my shellbacks explain a little to you about the hazards of wormholes.
I assume that Celine is among the shellbacks.
Celine, well, the ones that are here are Celine and Arian.
Well, actually,
there's a few.
it could be that Adrenalian is among the shellbacks and Celine
yeah.
is not, because he is from another system, Gorna,
Yeah.
right? So he had to get here somehow.
Madrimland, he's from Garthen.
Oh, Carthen. So they're from Carthen. So
Yeah.
he had to get here somehow.
Yeah,
and
but he wasn't a crew at the time, but you've both been through a wormhole since then.
Right. Okay. So we're shellbacks, and
Yeah.
Arian is a shellback, and everybody else is a polywog. All right.
Right.
I did a whole article on this.
Yep. So let's go find it. Exactly. And then summarize.
Everything is.
I know you do.
Not my fault. You guys can't follow my filing system.
Oh.
It's in the table of contents. It should be anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying is I know how to find it. I know where it is. I've liked it, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll put the link in the chat because, hey, why not?
Yeah.
We're about to get into all that.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's of a wormhole. Yes. And actually, Celine is grinning because she knows there's going to be a shellback initiation ceremony, and we're going to have a crossing the stars ritual, and that is fun. So, wherever the hell. Okay, now I can't find the article. That's hilarious.
That's okay. I can't find the world.
You can't find the world.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, you added in a bookmark or something?
Yeah.
It's the article on the tradition around shellbacks and crossing the stars. Except that it printed something right after, so that was not helpful. The MooBot announcement. Anyway. Okay, were we dismissed at that point, or did you have more to say?
Nope, you're dismissed to address the crew and get them set to go through the wormhole. You got 4 hours.
Right, so hazards of a wormhole, says Celine. First of all, things are highly flammable. All flames and flame-causing devices, including flints, steels, bat guano, is to be packed away safely so that it will not be exposed and ignite anything.
That includes black powder.
Yeah, well, we hardly have any black powder on board, right? Like the Avalonian Navy does not use it.
You guys have a bid. Explosive charges.
Oh, that's true, but that does include the black powder. Yes, we cannot use that in a wormhole because it will blow up. Pack all that away. If you smoke, then you will be using chew or snuff while we are in the wormhole. There will be no smoking. As you should be aware that most of the lower deck weapons on the underside of the ship will be unavailable because they will be immersed in the currents of the wormhole. It's not that you can't fire them, it's that you can't see, so you have nothing to shoot at, she says. Things travel very quickly. Do not get knocked overboard.
Yeah.
We may never find you again in space or time.
Which means when you're on deck, use your lifelines. They are mandatory.
Does the bug suits allow us to keep up in wormhole space?
You don't know.
They should.
They should.
Right. Theoretically, if you You coordinate spin dizzies within a fleet so that they're all vibrating at the same rate. An attunement thing, right? If you attune them all before you enter the wormhole, then they should be able to keep up, yes.
Yeah.
They attune to each other. You decide which ship is the flagship, right? And then everybody attunes to their frequency and you go. But you've not tried this with the bug suits.
Right.
Should, just in case.
Well, we best see to getting the bug suits tuned before we enter the wormhole too, then, ma'am.
Well, it's a good thing
Good
we're still in our
idea.
bug suits.
What was
Yes,
that?
we'll need to talk to the engineer, she says. Because that is the engineer's job to attune the starfaring engines. So head down to the engine room.
Right, which is off the garden.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because the engine room is a large seed pod. For those of you who have never been in the engine room of a starseed ship, which some of you this is your first time, right? There is a large seed pod that seems to have a divot in one side of it, almost like a chair, right? In which the current pilot is sitting.
That's not how it works. They connect the chair through vines into the seed from a different room.
Oh.
The pilot house are two different places.
Oh, right. Okay. So there are vines connecting this seed pod, right? And a couple of druids in there.
And it's also kind of, it's got a soft glow to it
And
that
pulse.
seems to pulse. Yeah.
Oh, like a heartbeat.
And kind of like a heartbeat in subtle iridescent shades. Also, that low-pitched, noise of the engine that you are, so accustomed to hearing that it's like the sound of your own heartbeat or breath, right? It's a little louder in here, so you notice it. This is where it comes from.
Hey, question. Should I just send my bug suit down with them? Because as bosun, I'm not responsible for securing all those fire-making things and locking them up.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll do that.
Ruavel says, I'll take care of that, bosun. He says, and
So I'll hand over my bug suit and go off to lock everything up, including the supply of powder we just confiscated from
the other ship.
Do we have a secure hold for all this stuff?
Yes, you do. You have a magazine.
Okay. Everything will go in there and it'll be locked.
Major? I'll take yours down. As head of security.
That's so. You're right. Thank you. She hands over her bug suit and she heads off to see to ship security while we're heading into, which means if the bosun runs into any problems with, getting people to turn over their shit, that's my job. Also to secure the magazine after everything has been put into it.
Mm-hmm. Right. You have to turn over your flint and powder there, Lurik.
Yeah, I do so. I've also unloaded all my firearms.
Yeah.
And I mean, they don't fuck around. They're taking candles.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're taking matches. Right? Because people can still light candles with magical fire. That'd be worse.
Yeah.
Reading through spell component pouches, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, they mostly trust the mages to do that themselves, but it does mean that you have to go to them and inform them for people like Ruavel who didn't think about it. And he's like, oh, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, bosun. And he goes and starts digging through his spell components to see if he's got bat guano or anything like that in there. And
yeah, Celine turns over some of that stuff. Yep.
Definitely start.
Oh, Major Man is so glad.
I would say, yeah, I'm doing the same thing because spell components are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Major Man lets them know that don't worry about light. I've got that covered.
And Arian's kind of a hard ass, so he does do spot checks just to make sure that everyone's handed everything over.
Yep.
Can't hurt to be really careful about this.
No. You've luckily never been on a ship that's been lit on fire inside the wormhole, but you've heard horror stories. Especially considering these ships are made of wood.
I mean, it's living green wood, but it's still wood.
Right? It likes to burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear Pappy.
Not like all your ship is made of rock.
Yeah, no, she's playing with her bed and one of her stuffies, and she's just having fun throwing it around.
Oh, incident, some thought, and this is something that Chris in particular probably wants to know because he knows how navies work, especially like, he has some idea of how this kind of period navy works. Prize ships. Prize ships are pressed into service in the Navy. However, the Avalonian Navy is not just made of elves. It's got a lot of gnomes and a few humans and a couple of other scattered races. So the prize ships, which are not starseed ships, do not tend to be used by elven crews, but they tend to be used by everybody else. More often than not, they're pressed into service and modified, shall we say, by gnomish sort of steam technology, which is just starting to develop at this point.
She was making air quotes with the modified.
Yes, I was. You're right. I forgot I wasn't on camera, so I will be again in a minute, but I'm not right now because I'm doing some stuff in the background on my computer here, like making sure that those links I was talking about are set up.
So I do have a question about the Avalonian Navy. Is there still the kind of subtle discrimination against dirtsiders?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
So they might wind up on prize ships as well, huh?
Yeah. Dirtsiders, oh yeah. They press gang. Yes.
Well, they don't tend to not in wartime.
In non-wartime, yeah, they don't press, but they will in wartime. And the worst part is that everything in the Navy is based upon your age. Right?
Yeah, seniority is a big thing.
Huge. So if you're a human, you're never gonna have seniority.
Yeah.
Unless you did something absolutely interstellarly amazing to get a rank given to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which is possible. They will promote on merit, especially in wartime, but it is the exception, not the rule. In peacetime, it tends to be very much about seniority and nepotism, right? And so there is a racist structure to the Avalonian Navy. Elves tend to hold most of the senior flag ranks, right? Gnomes don't tend to get as far as elves. Humans don't get as far as gnomes, etc.
And there's always somebody senior to you.
Always.
Unless you're like the oldest second lieutenant ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that can be a thing. That happened in the British Royal Navy. There's no reason why it wouldn't happen in the Avalonian Navy as well. So.
Yeah, somebody's been a second lieutenant for the last 400 years.
Yeah, he's out there or she's out there somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be because every time they're up for a promotion, they did something stupid and got taken away.
More accurately, they could be in a system where there are a bunch of influential nobles in the existing command structure who haven't kindly died off yet, and therefore there's nowhere for them to go.
Yep.
Or they're just totally lacking in influence because they're from a common family or something.
And that too. Yeah.
Or they just don't want to get promoted.
That's the other thing.
Possible, but less likely. Promotion means higher status and better money. So,
And more chicks.
And if you turn it down once, they never offer again. So those
Yep.
people won't ever turn it down.
Yep. You only get offered a commission once.
do we know what the current date is yet, by the way?
No.
Okay, you're no help at all.
I thought it was the 28th of Corn Moon.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Because we left on the 7th and you said it took 21 days.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know the year.
Has the new year rolled over yet?
No, it's Corn Moon.
Way before that. Sort of August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we get everything locked up and stowed away. And I assume we get the bug suits tuned.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I guess this could be a time to try out our tow rope past the etheric membrane to see if we can.
Yep, good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well do it
Once we
now.
once we get into the wormhole, we can find out. With the tow rope, at least we can get back aboard if the spin dizzy doesn't spin up right.
Right.
So anyway, that'll be something to do once we get in the wormhole.
Yep. Guess I don't need any goals anymore.
Why do we have goals in the first place? We were out in space.
Space goals.
Space goals,
Star goals.
yeah.
Yep. Space sharks.
I think the space sharks eat.
Yeah.
Space whales, of course.
Yeah.
Space albacore.
Gotta eat something.
Yeah, people are very creative. Just add space in front of things, and there you go.
Pretty much. People are not very original with their names of things. It's quite true. So if it bears any resemblance to anything they're familiar with, they'll name it that. I mean, look at the North American robin, for example. No relation whatsoever to the European robin. None.
And the African and the European swallow.
Yeah.
Totally different birds. Yep.
And the European, North American, and Australian crow. All three different birds.
Well, you want to talk about truly unimaginative. When I lived in South Carolina, coming south out of Charlotte on the main road down into South Carolina, you pass 3 Mile Creek, 7 Mile Creek, and 12 Mile Creek.
Yeah, we have 10 Mile Creek and 5 Mile Creek and 1 Mile Creek out of Hope in British Columbia.
Don't forget
That's
we
also-
Yeah,
have
we also
50 mile.
have
50-mile house and a 100-mile house.
an 150-mile
Yep.
house.
Yep. Yeah, we do. Those are town names, by the way.
Yep.
And you forgot 105-mile house.
That's true. And I think we have 70-mile house too.
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It was based on stage stops back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, but Anyways, like I say, it's not very original. Everybody has an Elm Street.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we get the idea.
Yeah.
So secure everything. Lock it all up in the magazine. Do a
Yep.
double check.
Yep. Then the captain motions to the bosun to whistle everyone back aboard deck.
I will attempt to do so.
Yeah.
Actually, do I know of somebody who is musically inclined in the crew?
Who has actual musical skills?
I think I might have some.
I think he was referring to the fact that Arian, his character literally can't whistle.
Well, the bosun's pipe's an actual instrument.
Right.
Yeah.
I have 0 perform.
And you don't have a high charisma, right?
No, not particularly. I'm only +1.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Celine could do it, but I'm not sure that that's appropriate for what you're after. You're looking for a subordinate crewman to do the job, right?
That is correct.
Oh yeah. I'm sure there's somebody who's
Crowley could probably do it.
Yeah, Crowley.
Yeah, Crowley will try it. You said it's a charisma thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, I've got an 18 charisma.
Yeah.
So that's what? +4? Yeah,
Yeah.
+4.
Yeah, +4.
I get a performance combat check, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I use a bluff skill.
No, it's called
No.
perform.
It's called perform, but you base it on.
Oh, I don't have. But I'm
Yeah, then you just run.
So it's a raw charisma check then.
Yeah, so just D20 plus your charisma modifier.
I got mine. 22.
22, good roll. All right. Yeah, he lets out a blast off the bosun's pipe that is just perfectly on key. That whistle, do-ee-oo.
Back up to deck, like I am.
Yep. And of course, the bosun barks out the order for all hands to their stations.
Yep. Toss the major her bug suit.
Toss it, eh?
No, help the major get back into her bug suit first. He doesn't toss it. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. It's a really light metal.
But it's metal.
Yeah.
Aluminum's a light metal too. Get hit with an aluminum bat and see what you think.
Mine's about the only one that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to try catching it?
Didn't she have Insta put on bracers or
I don't know. No, they aren't made yet.
And they won't be made until after we come out of the wormhole.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to be doing any forging in the wormhole. Ting, ting, ting. Even if you're
Kaboom.
doing cold forging, you might have a spark. Yep.
Ting,
Yep, the
ting,
entire
the fucking
forge room
blam.
is locked down.
Mhm.
Yep.
Flammables are locked down, man.
As is the alchemist lab.
Excellent. Jesus. Let it be known that on this day, the 28th of Corn Moon, which gives the year because we don't know yet.
I do know the year. Just a second. We did that.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just looking at the public campaign. No, that's the home of the campaign. That's all right. Yeah, view public page.
4639.
There you go.
4639. Okay. Okay.
I'm pretty sure anyway. I gotta double check that and make sure it's accurate. I think that, yeah, but
Because that was the date that we were given for the year we were given when we started the campaign.
Yeah, but
yeah, maybe, and I've just got to double check and make sure that's accurate because I've got to compare it to the founding of Peridot, whose history I did, right? So, okay, I'll work on that while we're gaming here. That's fine. I'm doing some things in the background anyway, which is why I'm not on camera. You know, making sure I add the session links and stuff like that so that go. And I should have been done this all beforehand, but I didn't get the opportunity, so I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
It's just like how some some sessions to keep myself engaged, I start doing other stuff that's sort of related.
9, 8. Okay. You want something 2 hours.
Okay. No worries.
Okay. She says, all hands stand to your stations. Prepare to enter the wormhole.
Yep.
Avalana.
Avalana.
Navigate.
Get ready to start hoisting sails.
Yeah, navigation. Plot us a course to the wormhole. Course plotted and marked. Yeah. Give us our course. Yeah, the helm, the navigation barks out a course for ship to turn to, and captain barks for sails to be pulled.
Yep, start pulling sails.
Right?
Heave ho the rope.
First, you have to take down all your maneuvering sails and put up all your wormhole sails.
Yep.
Right?
Furl the mainsail.
As we're away,
What was that, Crowley?
as we're working away, Crowley will make a crack. Well, throw the universe. Does that make the other side?
I
For
believe
the
I shall
demon
also
colon.
find our known space map. Yep, there it is, our known space map. I'll put that in the chat for people to have a look at because that is complete now. It's a Z song in response to my getting shit done. But yes, there's the map of known space, and if you look at it, we are passing between the Talasian system, the core world section, to the Draconian system through the Draconian Talasian passage. It might be the Talasian Draconian passage. Just a second. I have to look. My naming conventions for those who are interested are when the 2 ways, it's an alphabetical order. The passage only goes one way. Oh, this is a one-way passage. Oh, I screwed that up. Okay, I gotta fix that, but... Oh, wait a minute. No, that's going the wrong way. We have to go somewhere else before we go to Draconia.
Carthan Draconia passage. Oh, wait. Alright, that's
Well, the Carthan Talasian passage is what we'll be taking then.
Talasian to Carthan.
Yeah, the Carthan Talasian.
Right, Draconia only goes the other way to...
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are stripping through to Carthen first.
It's a Category 4 wormhole, which means that it's a relatively short travel time. The bigger the number, the longer the travel time.
Yep.
Yeah, everything out of Carthen is slow as hell.
Yep, it's all Category 10 wormholes. The longest trips known. About a month, usually.
But safe.
Depending on your pilot rating, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, Wither King, good to see you. Known space is completed, laugh. Yeah, that's true. Well, the map of known space is completed. This is what they know right now. Does that mean it's like all of space? Nope. I
Nope.
suspect I'll be updating that map in the future and moving a bunch of pins around.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the map that we have from our other game, how much of that is what we can see?
Oh,
What, half?
There's been some
there's been some
changes to that map
alterations to
too.
that map, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right then.
Yeah. Alright, we'll get you a copy of this map. They have trouble because they're on a phone, right?
Oh, they gotta print it, right?
Right.
No problem. It's easily enough printed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you guys could, I don't know, just email me or message me a picture of it, even a screenshot of it.
Yeah,
They have 2 phones.
we might be able to do that. The thing is, it's got interactive map pins, so I kind of have to hover on them for that to work.
Okay.
So what I'll have to do is give you guys a version where I write numbers on the pins and then, list the pins, right? Basically what they are. But I can do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
And when we have time, not in game, I'd like to discuss where my homeworld is located with you and see if it's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, okay.
I got a whole system worked out here, Wither King. It's all right. He says it. Hello, known space. I'm king. He says first of all, which is funny, and then he says, if planets move from one place to another, just blame it on magic and drift. It will be 100% legit and a hilarious adventure to figure out why the planets are moving. They do move, because gravity works. Just like they do in real space, they move in. All right. All right, so we prepare to move into the wormhole.
Yep. Okay, the ship inches forward on its wormhole sails. Right? You don't dare move really fast with them in regular space because they're fragile. Right? And then you see the erts reach out from the wormhole. Like tendrils reach out and grab at your sails.
Well, those who can see
Yeah.
such things, anyway. Which is those who are currently actively using detect magic or something similar. If you are not, you cannot see them. Visible space.
Question.
Hmm?
I have detect psionics.
It works same.
Then yeah, I'll use it.
Yeah.
Just because I want to see this phenomena.
Yeah.
At least try to.
Detect
But those of us who aren't using detect magic, we suddenly see the sails belly full or something like that.
Yep. That's exactly what happens. The sails fill.
No,
And you
tech
get-
magic is not one of my
and
prepared
you
levels.
get sucked towards an empty spot in space, right? That begins to focus light as you go, right? So it begins to get brighter and brighter and brighter.
When you're almost on top of it, it looks like a tunnel of light.
Yeah. There's like a tunnel of lights shooting into the blackness.
Here, I will link my wormhole article.
Brace for entrance.
Good one.
And with a thud, the ship rocks, and you guys find yourself in the airstreams of the wormhole. Lights all around you. It's like a rainbow incandescence.
Spectacular.
What's the average time through a 4 wormhole?
You have that information, I do
Alright.
not.
Uh,
You have not put this in an article I
Right, I
can
have to.
access yet.
I'll get that onto that. Yeah. Okay. She calls
So-
out.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Crowley.
Crowley volunteers to be the one hooked up to a tow line and put out the back to see if it'll, if I can keep up. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, you guys are rushed along in this stream. Right? The ship rocks and creaks back and forth like a ship on the water.
Linking relevant articles in the chat for people who want to explore these concepts in more detail. Away we go. Whoosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's actually a visual video on the Wormholes and Portals article, if you felt like showing it on the screen, that shows what it would look like.
No, I don't feel like showing it on the screen. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway. She calls down to the engine and says, "Navigation, how long?" They say, 5 days, ma'am.
Short trip, says Sweet.
Major Wintermist,
Ma'am,
you're acting XO.
Avalana.
Make me a ship's rotation.
Avalana. Yeah, she gets on creating a schedule then. On watch rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as
Scratches.
things,
Oh, go ahead.
as soon as things settle down into routine, the bosun will call for all hands to strip to the waist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Shalene's grinning. And that's all hands, male and female. Everybody strips
Yeah.
down. Male, female, non-binary. They're elves. They don't care.
Yeah.
And that's to see who has shellback tattoos and who does not.
That's correct. The bosun will strip off his upper half coverings, revealing a body that's chiseled and covered in tribal tattoos. Worked into that is his stellar compass and his shellback tattoo on his right shoulder blade. Um, and he'll begin the inspection and making the list of who are order members of the trust who order shellbacks and who are pollywogs.
Yep.
Excellent. Fun.
Yep. Well, Magimlian strips shows his on his right shoulder.
Yep. Okay. The captain comes out on deck.
Yep. Brace to attention.
Yep.
You're one step ahead of me, bosun, she says.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll hand over the ship's roll with the
She turns
list.
and shows you her tattoo. And you hand over the list.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, here's the article again because it's joined into the chat. It actually details the steps of the ritual. Sorry about that. All right, so we begin with that. Shellbacks are subjected to abuse and hazing from the pollywogs,
Yep.
who assume command in all but emergency situations.
Yep.
Now the question is, among our senior officers, like the Tremaines, I imagine they're all shellbacks,
Mhm.
where both of them are, right?
The Golden Bow.
Imagine, is Golden Bow a
Oh,
shellback?
yeah.
Okay. In that case, I believe that the ship should be turned over to command by Madrimlian. Oh no, Madrimlian's a shellback too. Fuck.
Ship's
Yasma.
turned over to Yasma.
Yasma. I guess the ship is turned over to Yasma's command.
What?
Yep.
Yup.
How did that happen?
You are the most senior officer who is not yet a shellback.
Okay. Okay, so
In emergency situations, the if the captain deems she takes control back of the
Yeah.
ship, but otherwise you're in command. It's
awesome.
traditional now for the pollywogs to come up with hazing for the shellbacks.
Yep.
Okay.
So you've got to come up with something to haze the senior officers that have been commanding you and us around.
Yeah.
That includes you too, Crowley.
Yep,
All
actually,
the
anyone
pollywogs get to do it.
who's a pollywog is welcome to do so. I believe that includes both of the quote Sunfall boys
yeah.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the thing to remember is tomorrow the shellbacks get revenge.
But before we
see how
get
this-
there, the sergeant pulls out a set of clippers and goes, "Ma'am, there's one member of the crew I still have to check." And he'll proceed to shave Crowley.
Oh no!
Wait.
No, hold on.
I've got to see if he has a tattoo or not.
And
Yeah.
needle and ink has never, ever touched this body. Ever.
He's telling you that up front.
Never have I ever gotten a tattoo. Now, if I'm going to get one, yes, we will need to shave that area.
Yep.
But no one has offered me a tattoo yet, so I have not shaved yet. But I'll tell you what. If you guys are gonna tattoo me, my right forearm is where I'll take one.
Sorry,
No,
that's
it's-
not how it works, says Celine. It goes on your right shoulder blade. It's on your back. Shell back, she says.
Hmm. Well,
The hair will grow back over it anyway, says Ruabel.
Sure.
So the sergeant's sitting there clicking the
We
clippers.
can always press to duplicate it.
then that spot needs to be shaved. Then it'll get shaved when I'm gonna get the tattoo. How about that?
So the sergeant's sitting there clicking the clippers, looking at the captain, and goes, "Ma'am, are we going to accept his word?"
Yes, she says.
Oh,
I
You
don't.
can-
he puts the clippers away.
She says,
I'll pull back the fur and feather it so you can see the skin underneath.
Okay.
Ah.
She says, you will have to get a tattoo, Crowley. She says, when this is all over.
Tradition, the old man of the void would be offended if we didn't, she says.
And sailors are a
All right.
superstitious lot, as I'm sure you're aware.
Hmm,
Yeah, and you're a good luck
indeed.
charm, so.
Double
Well-
important.
Imagine that.
All right. Then I will get a tattoo, but only on that day will my hair be shaved,
Yes,
or
of course.
the day I get pit in my fur.
Well, Madrimlin, I do believe this is the second different wormhole that Madrimlin's been through.
Mhm.
He gets golden shell back. Well, I guess
Silver.
so does a silver shell back, right? And 3 through is golden. That's right. Yes. Thank you for the reminder, Siobhan. Somebody read the article. Awesome.
Yep.
Technically, we should all be golden. Those of us who are already shellbacks by the time
No.
we hit Draconia.
Yeah, you'll all be golden shellbacks by the time you get to Draconia.
Yeah.
1,
Okay,
2.
no question.
No, they'll all be silver shellbacks by the time they get to Draconia, but you guys will all be doing golden shellbacks.
Now, I have a question about this shellback thing. This is only a Navy thing, right?
Yeah,
Correct. Well, it's a sailor
it's a
thing.
sailor thing, yeah.
Okay, it's still okay. Now, it's a sailor thing.
Right, I guess
that
he's come
respect,
through wormholes already.
What if someone has traveled through multiple wormholes before this point?
Well, yeah, you would have shellback tattoo if you sailed through them, right? If you were a passenger, it doesn't count.
Right.
Or a captive?
Right.
Okay.
You still have to receive the ritual. So
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a crew thing.
yeah.
Okay.
So what are your orders, ma'am? Says Celine cheerfully to Yasma.
I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll just go by with the got the schedule written up there. So
Avalana, she says.
I hope
Not
you
real
wrote
good at
me
being
into
in
the
charge.
schedule, says the captain.
I did, ma'am.
I suggest, Captain, she says to Yasma, that you dismiss the crew to
Yasma.
their duties.
okay, crews dismissed to their duties.
Avalana.
Yep.
Definitely need some help with that.
Yep, so Madrimlin will become a typical deckhand.
Crowley will hop up next to you and go, "I'll help you."
Oh no.
Celine put on the privileges of rank, and she is going to enjoy a shift as a pilot. I'm allowed. You need pilots.
Yeah.
So they haven't come up with any horrible hazing for us yet. Okay.
No.
I'm sure something's going through Crowley's mind right now.
Oh yes.
I'm sure the
Good stuff.
Sunfalls are too.
Yep. And a sailing family has been looking forward to this opportunity their whole lives. All right, let's torture him. It's sort of a belief,
Okay.
actually, that if you don't do things that are like, at least somewhat uncomfortable or embarrassing, then the old man is offended.
Yeah,
Of
Well,
being willing to humble yourself before the void.
right.
Crowley is gonna go talk with the Sunfall boys,
Sure.
Roval and Xerxes there.
Yeah.
And hey guys, I
Yeah.
think I have an idea for the hazing.
Okay, we're ears. Not as big as yours,
Why
first,
don't
but
we switch up meals? I'll prepare everyone some steamed rat and boiled rat guts and fresh.
as long as you cook it
Slaughtered
thoroughly,
rat.
because we can get diseases from that. We don't have as good of
Oh.
constitutions as you do.
Okay, well then we won't do the raw stuff, but I could cook it up. I could boil it
Yeah.
up real good.
Oh yeah, you can boil it into bland, tasteless bullshit. He says.
You know what? We'll just boil whole rats because then when they cut it open, it's already cooked inside, and it's
Yeah.
like a juicy treat.
Sure.
We'll eat caviar and squid and biscuits. Well, you guys can have the biscuits, but
Yeah. You could have the caviar and the squid. Sure, sounds good.
oh, okay, well, whichever.
Okay, out of game, I've got one question for Crowley.
Hmm.
How are you gonna cook without any fire?
Oh, right.
Oh.
Right. We can't cook anything at the moment.
Don't they usually use plates heated with heat metal?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not an open flame or an open spark, so yes, it works. And yes, the galley is equipped for that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Of
the
course.
galley would be equipped to
You have
some
to.
way cook food.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good idea there. Just a plate of metal with heat metal on it.
Yep.
At any rate, I'll
I
go
agree,
back
Arden.
to the galley and I'll start
What's
getting
up?
dinner prepared.
Arden put in the chat, of course a cat would use rats. Yep. Why not?
Of course, Arden's free of that version.
Now, I'm gonna make sure that I post a couple of guards outside the galley. No one is to come into the galley. It's a special dinner tonight, and that's all that's gonna be known. I'm gonna tell the
Yeah.
boys. But spread the word that there's a special dinner tonight.
Yep. Special dinner in honor of our shellbacks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Celine knows what that means. She's been down this road before.
Yeah, Madrina made the last one. Burnt everything.
Yep. Ate raw charcoal. It's gonna be good.
Oh, as burnt as you can get it with just a plate of heat metal.
And now in the pot of boiled rats, I am gonna use my cooking skills and season it really well so it actually does turn out to be something hopefully tasty. Still
Okay.
gross, but tasty somewhat.
Okay.
So yeah.
Get some sympathies for them.
He's being nice. Okay.
Okay. Roll a cooking
He's
check.
not being a complete ass.
So
Done with that, so I can take those off.
What is it, Jim? Boiled rats, assholes.
We're about to literally eat rats' assholes. Okay.
sorry. With my roll and my cooking skill, I got a 29.
29, nice. So there's a really actually quite delicious smell coming out of the galley by supper time.
Yeah, okay, Celine's really
Rat's
worried
apples
now.
never tasted.
Celine's like, that can't be what it is. She says, there's something really wrong going on in there. She's
Yeah.
concerned.
Dr. Dremelian. He looks over at Celine and goes, "That's got to be the Pollywog's dinner."
Gotta be, she says. I'm expecting gruel or salt tack, she says.
Yep. So the tables are set on the first dog watch.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
During the day, I assume like the most junior enlisted guy in the crew will come up with the idea of something along the lines of having the bosun go, clean barnacles with a pair of tweezers and a
Yeah,
friggin'
something
nail
silly
file.
like that, yes. Yeah, with the carpenter's knife and
Polish all the brass with a toothbrush, you know.
yeah.
Will help Crowley set the table. She'll put out bottles of pine liqueur for drinking. Supper with
Pine liqueur.
Great,
Sorry,
we're drinking
Wither King,
turpentine.
make me write a sentence that's null and void during the game. The game in order to do some
Take
writing.
notes, he says.
I am.
Cool. Alright. Covered. Yeah, that's true. I may use this in the future, so cool.
Yep. Pine liqueur is basically Buckley's.
Like Buckley's.
So you have really tasty rat with Buckley's to drink.
Ugh.
For the record, I'm still working out how you'd actually make pine liqueur and keep the vitamin C because it can be destroyed by heat. Just
Yeah.
a note.
Yeah, I know. Probably have to extract it and put it back in.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, make
thinking
the
like
liqueur
super
normally and
alcohol tincture.
What's that?
Yeah, the super alcohol tincture. Yeah, basically. Quote / stories will ever make it into the article, says eSong. They very well might, because I'm going to have to go through and listen to things again at some point, because I'm going to, there will be more stories out of this, so probably. Like rats' assholes, that particular comment. We are literally eating rats' assholes. Quote for the Shellback article. Yeah. So, yep, Celine files in for her dinner and looks at this rat.
Oh, it's a big plate of rats.
Smells it.
Boiled rats. All the hairs come off of them.
Peel it dubiously. She does have this kind of oh my god expression on her face.
Madrigal looks at it and goes, "Well, can't be any worse than Cthulhu brain juice." And digs in.
Okay, so yeah, you know what? I'm gonna edit the frickin'. Oh no, I can't. So remind me after things are done. The short list for World Ember that in the article, Celine, we are literally eating rats' assholes. Madrimlian shrugs. Can't be any worse than Cthulhu brain juice. Digs in. Yes.
The
No, I
sergeant
can't.
spear.
That might qualify as editing the articles, E-Song. I can't touch it.
So the sergeant spears two and gives all the rest of them kind of the stink eye and says, "You guys obviously haven't even been on Marine survival training."
Nope, she says.
I'm just waiting for someone to use. Okay, this is actually good. Because how well he rolled on
Well,
the
she
die.
does eat it.
It is actually good. Amazingly.
Actually, this is really good. She says.
And amazingly, Crowley didn't put as much effort into the caviar and calamari that he gave to the other guys, and it wasn't even as good.
That's ironic and hilarious. Okay, wait a minute. I know. I see now what E-Song means. She says in the storyteller notes for this. Yes, that I can do. That I will do.
A couple of calamari tubes and a pile of fucking roe. That's basically what they got on a plate. The other guys.
Really?
You guys got
Hey, that's
boiled
calamari.
potatoes and
Yeah. Carrots and and Millions looking for the broth to go with the boiled rat.
the witch.
The broth?
Oh, there's broth.
Oh yeah.
I'll strain out a cup of broth to make sure there's no fur balls in it, no fur mounds.
Yeah.
And get a cup of broth going for him if he wants.
Sure.
Anyone else?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'll keep dishing out broth to everyone who wants some.
Yep, and German will just pour it over his potatoes.
And
The
Crowley,
sergeant will drink it in place of the Buckleys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably actually isn't that bad either.
Yeah. And Majima will start pouring over and go, wait a minute, takes a drink of the drinks the broth instead. Well, if you were stepped up before, drinking the drink that was supplied, it'll clear you out.
Help.
And his eyes are watering.
You just don't even pay attention, do you? Says Ravel to him. You just whatever it is, it just goes down your gullet, right?
Crowley says it really helps that these rats have been well fed.
Yes.
They haven't been feeding on garbage. They've been fed on good elven food.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
They are good meaty
And they're clean.
portions. Yes, that is the biggest thing.
Yeah, he'll spear another rat and eat it too. Like a Cornish game hen, just pick it up and just start chomping into it.
Yeah, so you guys enjoy your meal, actually. Strangely, but that's an interesting hazing.
I love it.
Well, it's part of the tradition too. The shellbacks have to show that they're tougher than anything anyway. So even if it was horrible, we'd have to enjoy it.
Right.
Yep, that's right. If you are what you eat, then you are what your food eats, says E-Song.
Oh, great. That means we're all vegetables.
Well, you are, says Ravel.
Yeah, you're just plankton.
Actually, this is pretty good, she says. I'm enjoying this.
It
So am I.
smells better than what
And
we're
then she
eating.
drinks the wine.
Well, I guess he was trying to make it palatable. Thoughtful of Crowley. I don't know that I would have, she said.
Rat is perfectly
Well, if
healthy
you're
meat,
gonna-
says your mother.
If you're gonna make food, food's gotta taste good. If you're gonna eat shit, it's gotta taste good.
Well, I'm not going to eat the shit. I hope that's okay. She cuts out the guts and, with a clean, strike of her hand and puts them on the side of the plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's the
The
best part
sergeant
about
will
eating
actually
half a shit
tip his head
sandwich?
to.
Says Ruvel. It's
What's
not a
that?
whole shit sandwich.
Sorry, what was Arian saying?
The sergeant will actually tip his head in respect to Crowley because he recognizes that it was the smart play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Give a tip of that.
Well, thank you, Crowley. This was actually really good. She says, I will not again complain when you offer me rat.
Well, I will try and make it equally as good.
Next time I'm eating what you're eating, says. Says.
Okay, she said.
Oh, this is delicious as he mobs into a chunk of the calamari.
Yeah.
Yep, and then after dinner, of course, the shellbacks are responsible for cleaning everything up and putting it all away, washing all the dishes, because naturally the pollywogs will not be doing that.
Of course not.
In the meantime, the sergeant will kind of motion to the captain
Hmm?
and get her off to the side and find out where all the stuff for the ceremony is stowed, since he's
Yeah.
relatively
She
new
gives
to
you
the
a
ship.
key to the safe. She says it's in the safe in my room.
I'll start getting it all together for the morning.
And as well as the other stuff that you need, like you need a keg of rum or something too.
Uh,
I don't remember.
let me double check.
It depends on what you use for your baptism of the stars.
Right.
You can use rum, you can use whatever you're using for your grog. You can use bilge water. Bilge, which ours does not.
No.
Right? Because it's not designed to land on water, so it does not have a bilge.
I assume there's a gray water tank that feeds the garden.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and that is perfectly legit, of course.
Mostly full of fish shit.
Oh, this is gonna be awful.
Oh, that's okay.
No, now that my character is
Reading the
I'm
article,
gonna be
it looks
AF
like it was just normal water used.
my dinner awaits.
Reading the article, it looks like just normal water was used for the baptism part because it is to rid of all the other stuff that they were coated in.
Yeah, well, that's because they swam through the shit in that particular version. Yep. Okay, AFK for a moment, but carry on, guys.
Yep.
I assume when I ask her that, the captain gives me the list of who's on the court.
Yep. 8 o'clock.
Well, it's only 6:30 now, so.
She asked basically if you want to be the old man of the void or the baby, whatever it is.
I suppose I could be the old man of the void. Who's going to be Lady of the Stars?
Probably Celine,
Okay.
if she's interested.
Well, we could make my shark the baby.
Sure, he won't bite anybody, will he?
No, I'll tell him not to.
Okay.
So Karak will be swaddled.
Yep, they'll swaddle Karak. Karak thinks this is a fun game.
I'm sure he doesn't make it easy.
We also need the chronicler, right? The scribe or whatever.
Yeah, the scribe. Yeah, we'll get Madrimlian doing that.
Okay. And are the thrones broken down and stowed somewhere, man?
I'm sorry, I missed that there, Chris?
Are the thrones stowed somewhere and broken down?
Yes. In the footlocker by my bed, says that's the second key I gave you. Since it's got all
Okay.
the stuff for the thrones, the pillows to kneel before the royalty and stuff.
Okay. Because I'm gonna have to set that up overnight, basically.
Yep.
Are we gonna use a lifeboat around the keel as usual, or do you want to do something different, man?
Oh, that sounds good. Like put her on the keel.
Well, we can't. I mean, can we submerge in the?
In the Airts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That should be quite dramatic coming up through there.
So can someone please roll a con or fortitude save at some point? I have a reroll points to spend.
42 save at some point.
Depending on what they
I'll
put
spend the night. I'll spend the night rigging up everything. Basically, there'll be the river that they'll have to cross, which
Yep.
will be, the Greywater River,
Yep.
and then the little dais with the thrones on it. The lifeboat will be lowered and lashed to the side and rigged up for the royal court to come on board. And when it's time, we'll go down and under,
Yep.
and then come up through the Airts, shedding all that stuff to
Right.
tie up alongside.
Right.
I am back. What did I miss?
Okay, well, you're gonna be the Lady of the Void.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Stars.
Lady
Yeah.
of the Stars. Right. Arian is playing the Old Man of the Void.
Perfect.
Karak is playing the baby.
Correct.
The shark.
Oh God, that's great. Oh, that's amazing.
Right. And Madrimlian is the scribe.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm excited.
He set up the things like the Greywater River that they gotta cross.
Oh look, we've got the latrines that need to be emptied.
No, we're not quite that evil.
Nah, not that quite.
Yeah. So the hazing comes first, and then the ceremony.
Yep.
All right, and then once I get everything set up and all the polywogs are safe and tucked away in their beds,
Mm-hmm.
I'll call together the shellbacks and figure out what we want to charge the polywogs with.
Yeah, because we gotta charge them with something.
That's right.
Let's see. We could do mutiny, treason, insubordination.
No, serious. Nothing serious.
I'm joking.
The captain, you charge him with things like charge Bruavel with smiling too much. He smiles even when he's on shit. You guys notice that?
I have. Okay, I like that one actually. Excessive smiling sounds good to me.
I guess we'll charge Lurik with being with stoicism.
Not smiling enough. Yeah.
Not smiling enough.
May I suggest excess celibacy for.
Well, that's certainly ironic, she says.
That's true.
Considering I'm pretty sure there's not a girl in court who hasn't seen what is below the waist of that man.
Yes, there is. I can name at least one. Well, I guess you have seen bullets below his waist, but
We
not
can
in.
be honest and call it chronic womanizing.
Chronic womanizer.
Either way.
No, these are supposed to be ironic and kind of counterintuitive, aren't they? That's the way we always did it.
Oh, well, okay, it must be a different ship tradition, but that's fine. I don't have any objection. The point is for them to be funny at any rate and you know, point out a legitimate
Right.
in a
but to do it
humorous
in
way.
But to do it in a way that is ironic, right? Not just like wave it out there in front of everyone. You do it counterintuitively so that everyone goes, oh, wait, yeah.
Then I guess Yasma is charged with too much dedication.
No, she is very dedicated.
Yeah, I know.
No, that'd be a lack of ship spirit.
He's charged for lack.
Ship spirit, I like it. Hey, you're the bosun. I'll happily do it your way, she says.
Go ahead.
Which I believe the proper punishment for would be that she should replace the ship's bow spirit for a ship.
Okay, I love that. That's great.
So what do we? Who else do we have? We
have Arden.
We have Arden.
And we haven't fully come up with the punishments yet. So
for
Charge
Arden,
him with a lack of
excessive
productivity.
outgoingness.
What's that?
For Arden, excessive outgoingness.
How about or excessive procrastination?
For which I think the punishment should be that he has to sit on his hands and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
For a ship.
Oh god, that'd be hard on him.
Perfect, says Celine.
Nothing.
I mean, literally, like sit on his hands.
Yep.
I love it. I love it very much.
So what should Mr. Midshipman Sunfall's punishment be there, man?
What are we charging him with, first of all? Because if you want to make it ironic, then he is always smiling, so...
And we charge him with stoicism. And we charge her with that smiling.
You're on the right track there, I think, but that's not exactly it. Let's see. Seriousness?
Or as E-Song says, poor morale.
Poor morale. There we go. We'll charge him with poor morale.
And the punishment, ma'am?
He can lead us in rousing songs to bolster our spirit.
For a shift.
Or perhaps serve as the ship's fool for a shift?
I like that.
I was thinking, well, that works too. Okay. Either way, I was thinking try to be a
Karaoke
bard.
style.
I know he's not very musical, so I thought it would be funny.
Well, if you prefer the singing thing, that's fine.
Oh no, the ship spool is good. He'll take to that. He'll be funny at it.
And for Mr. Midshipman Sunfall the other,
Charging him with.
Well,
excessive
excessive
celibacy.
celibacy is what we're charging him with. Okay, I can see either two options. One is to run around naked. The other one,
stripping.
I think the other one that I could see is, put on a white robe and try to think pure thoughts for his shift. Which I think is probably hopeless, but
Well, it depends on how cruel you want to be. I was considering having him woo Mr. Goldenbow for a shift.
Woo, Mr.
woo, Mr. Goldenbow. Mr. Goldenbow look over like, are you fucking kidding me?
Serious? Says, Bosun, are you serious?
Which Mr. Goldenbow? There's two on the ship.
No, one.
Either one would have said that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and Navarre ain't here.
Okay.
He went with the Marines on the other ship.
Yeah, that's right. All the other Marines are gone. We're the only Marines.
Right.
We were told that. Right. Well, it would be funny, but it would probably drive you insane.
The man drives me insane to begin with.
Well, we could have him. I don't know about that. I was gonna think one of the Tremaines, but went no.
Is there an elven god of purity?
This is elves we're talking about, right?
That's why I'm asking if there's a god. I don't know. I'm not a religious type.
Well, maybe he has to take up the practices of an Aryan Red priestess for a shift.
That might be considered blasphemous. I would be uncomfortable with that myself.
Fair enough.
But he could read from the holy texts.
Very
Allowed.
Allowed for a shift.
Well, that would be funny.
Choice paragraphs by Lady Celine says Goldenbow. You can read them aloud. You are
yeah.
a priestess of Aryan Rod, are you not?
Says to whom?
To Celine.
I am.
I'm sure you can direct him in some very good passages. Maybe ones that would rouse the crew. And
There are some very lovely passages about the beauty of the stars in the universe, she says, that I personally find inspiring.
He's still going. Still team stripping.
he's
Stripping while reading the holy text. Suggestively.
stripping while reading the holy text.
While he's cross-dressing.
Yeah.
That was our earlier suggestion.
Yeah.
Team stripping.
That has merit. I don't know. He might get a charge out of that, though. It was hard to say. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'll
I'm
spend
kind of
channel
torn on
points.
this. I could see merits all either way. You'll spend channel points. What the hell? Then let's do it for fun. Why not? Because, we're an interactive game. We react to our audience. If that's what Esau wants to see, what would that fall under? Let me look.
Reroll?
Reroll.
which she's done twice.
Okay, re-roll our choice.
Three times.
Let's make him strip while reading the holy text.
Okay, sounds good. She did spend
She
3,
spent
so is he
3.
stripping as a cross-dresser as well?
Cross-dress stripping and reading the holy text at the same time.
So he has to
okay,
strip
it's
while
happening.
reading the holy text, and then cross-dress while reading the holy text, and then strip back down.
Yeah, wear the robes of the Aryan Rod priestess, strip, you know. It's faintly blasphemous, but what the hell? Humble yourself before the void, right?
Right. And does she not say all acts of love and pleasure?
She does. And also mirth and reverence, she
That
says.
was it. That was Golden Bow again, by the way.
And nods at him with a rare look that she turns in his direction. She doesn't usually smile at him much, but she nods, yes, you're right. And all of, and mirth and reverence, she says, so.
Yes.
Perfect, she says.
And now for Crowley.
Oh, Crowley.
For being a horrid cook.
Unable to cook anything. That's Golden Bow too.
Guilty of burning boiling water.
There we go. Perfect. What do you guys think?
Yep.
And
you
it
know
may be
what,
a bit
though?
selfish. It may be a bit selfish, but I recommend his charge be that he cooks for the rest of this trip.
Yeah.
I was on that
I
page,
was just
actually.
about to say
So was
that,
I.
says Golden Bow.
Exchange a smiley look with Golden Bow, like, yeah. She's like, that's marvelous. And furthermore, it's not that hard on him. And to be fair, the only reason why he doesn't have a shellback tattoo already is because he was taken unwillingly across the void. It's not like he hasn't been through a wormhole before.
Or 3.
So a bit of a gentler punishment is probably appropriate.
I mean, he did make us a really fine meal, even if it was rat.
Admittedly so, says I felt chastised by the sergeant. When he says you've obviously never been through Marine survival training, I thought, no, I have not. He says, but I felt that perhaps I would be able to experience just a little bit of that, but I don't think I did.
He nods. Mostly he was teasing me, but yes, she says.
I think he was
Me neither. The message was received anyway, she says.
And like I said, couldn't be any worse than Castilian brain fluid. It didn't knock me out.
Well, it's not like you did that willingly.
True, but I did do it. I didn't do it knowingly, but I did do it.
There are homes for people like you, Golden Bow.
Yeah. It's called on
Yeah,
ship.
we all laugh, actually.
Yeah, that's what Jim was. Yeah, it's called on ship.
So out of our group, I believe that only leaves
Yasma?
Yasma.
no, Yasma we already did, right?
What was Yasma?
A lack of
Oh, spirit, so she's got to be the bow spirit.
I thought that was Bonvin.
yeah, that's Vonden's the only one who's
Nope, you guys haven't done her yet.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Then yeah, it's Bonvin we need to do.
Well, Xerxes sure the hell has.
Boom tish. Okay, anyway.
Tush.
Let's see. Well, Von Vin's very enthusiastic too.
Mhm.
excessive tree hugginess.
Okay, I like that.
I guess that means
I
shift
was
is
charged with something similar on my first voyage, says Alessander. Go figure.
would that mean a shift in the helm?
Shifted the engine?
Yeah.
She might enjoy that a lot, says the Elder Tremaine. Says, how about a shift managing the garden? I can.
She might enjoy that too.
She might, but it's a lot harder work than actually. That and gives me an opportunity to show her around a bit.
It seems practical.
Yep.
They're going to have their own ship eventually, if they might have a garden for it.
Point, she says. And she says, you deserve a day off.
Well, I don't know about that. He says I get my 8 holidays a year.
Like the rest of us. It's like great fun. I think we have some good plans here.
Okay.
And I assume we'll just run down the list of the rest of the crew, and it'll just be generic.
Yeah, generic stuff for the other crew.
Yeah, nobody else has stood out as important characters to us,
No.
or NPCs or anything. So whatever, they come up with stuff that's appropriate. They have shellback buddies who know what their deal is. So,
Yep.
and if they don't, then clearly that person should be charged with excessive extroversion, and should be forced to run around the ship going, "Look at me! Look at me!"
Go introduce himself to everybody on the ship twice.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Twice.
I mean, ships are pretty quarters. If you don't know something about everybody, somebody's holding out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I think we're basically ready. We should probably get a night's sleep so we can handle the court in the morning.
Sounds good.
Oh, and what are we having for breakfast? That's the other thing we gotta think about.
Let Crowley deal with that after the court.
Fair enough.
I did?
Siobhan.
I said fair enough.
Okay. Is a prelude to, right? So we start with some hazing, you know, cleaning stuff and breakfast.
Holy stone sandals, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get some sleep. With cheer in my heart. Looking forward to the tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and the wake-up call is at 0400.
That would be 8 bells into the morning watch.
Yep.
Yep. Sure, get them up and ready and start cleaning the decks and
Yeah.
all that sort of thing. Holy stoning the decks, like, you know, like Chris said.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Do you guys know about holy stoning the decks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. You're in the Navy. You were.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm in Maritime Command, but yeah.
Okay, those of you who don't know, it literally is a stone with a big hole in it. You scrape the deck with it, and the idea is to scrape off all the old, like, paint and varnish and tar and crap like that, and then you replace it, right? You know, do a fresh coat of that sort of thing. In port, you don't do that when you're on ship because, you know, you end up like, but it's a prelude to that. It's like a, you know, maintenance cleaning thing, and it's hard physical work is the point.
Right, which is why Arian suggested rigging up a bunch of them as sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Yep. So we get up in the morning.
Yep.
All right, you layabout pollywogs, on the deck.
Yep. Arian will go through the birthing with a big pot and a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
And basically eat the quarters on the pot.
Yeah. Beat quarters on the pod. Yeah.
I like that very much. Fuck. Yeah.
Get moving, you.
Yeah, Madrona will take a pair of pot lids and do it. Clang, clang, clang. Into other rooms.
Yep. Esong says the person who went across the void unwillingly before, do they know what's coming?
No. Not necessarily.
I'm sure they've seen it.
Mhm.
Depends on if they were on the hold or not.
Yeah.
So up to you. Has Crowley seen this? Does he know what's coming?
I'm gonna say.
Oh, he knows something's coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he
Because
knows what's coming.
There's two sides to every coin. If there was a ritual to haze all the shellbacks, there's bound to be recourse.
Yeah.
Bound to.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, fate does not allow a one-sided coin.
Makes sense. Okay, so when you guys go to breakfast, right, which was done by somebody else at this point, I think, probably, right, which is, I don't know.
Sawdust oatmeal.
Yeah, sawdust oatmeal and like
Pure lemon juice.
pure lemon juice. Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
water.
And water for the pollywogs, and like, you know, the last
Eggs.
of this crop of eggs
and bacon and hash browns for the shellbacks with coffee and
Mead.
and tea.
Yeah.
And chocolate.
Yep.
Yeah.
During that time, Selena's not there, and Arian is not there. The whole shift doesn't eat together anyway. They split it up.
Yeah. And the scribe isn't there, is it?
Madrimland. Yeah.
Madrimland. He's part of the royal court.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, what they are currently doing is sitting in a lifeboat being towed along by the ship.
Yep.
They already ate breakfast.
Yep.
Yeah, apple juice or lemonade. Exactly. Something nice like that. You bet.
Yep. Yep. Oh shoot. Okay, no, it is.
So if we're not all that busy, Crowley's gonna go find Arden, and he's got a couple questions for him.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Arden, I have an idea. Now I'm wondering if you can make a light spell permanent on an object.
Yeah, it does it naturally, actually.
Yeah, there's a spell called
Continual light.
Continual light.
Continual flame.
Or
It's
continual flame.
technically called continual flame, but it isn't actually a flame, even though it's called flame.
Now, how bright can you make that light?
Bright as a torch.
It's like a torch.
Yeah, I believe it's the same light as the torch.
You can cast it on
Now,
like
could
10
this-
gold pieces and have like 10 torches.
No, what I'm wondering is, can you cast it on, say, okay, a coin,
Hmm?
but have that spell modified so that the brightness of that light is, say, like a flash of light from the sun?
Oh, you want to
No.
temporarily blind somebody with
You
it.
mean like a blinding light type thing?
Yes.
Yeah, you can with a daylight spell. You can do that,
Yeah.
right? Variation of the daylight spell would do that.
And you could make it permanent on
There's
an item?
that King already used that sort of already, called the Drift Globe. I don't know if it will work. I don't know if you can use it in such a way to blind someone.
Now, what my idea is to have an object that can emit a blinding light, right? All the time. It's so bright. It's not hot.
Yeah.
It's not anything else.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just super, super bright.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
we
the
put
daylight.
if we mount that in the end of a brass tube, and we put convex and concave lenses within said tube, it could work in two ways. Aperture all the way at the front, and it puts out a beam of light.
Hmm.
Basically, he wants to make a flashlight.
Yeah, but if you narrow it down with the right lenses in the right places, that light would be super, super focused.
Sure. Right, but I'm not going to let you create a laser with it.
No. No, something like a simple lighter. Or to have a flashlight.
A flashlight, yeah, you could definitely do that. Have like an actual torch-like flashlight, like a mag light type thing that shoots fucking super light out of it. Right?
Yeah, super bright light as soon as you open the app at the front.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about something that would produce something hot enough to light anything, to burn anything,
Yeah.
then as soon as it sets fire, that counts, right? The light itself wouldn't do it as an open flame, but the result would.
What?
Oh,
Like a magnifying
you're
glass
trying
on the sunlight, focused.
Right, exactly, right? So you're trying to get around the, no open flames thing, right?
well,
If you're going to use it to concentrate light to set something on fire, it still sets on fire, and that's still burning, and it's still an open flame. Yeah, exactly.
No, I wasn't talking about using it in a wormhole or, well, in space. It would be an item that would be locked away. This is just an idea. But
Right.
if you had focusing lenses in there, could you focus the light enough to, like, start a small campfire or light a pipe or, I know it's not going to be a laser that you could shoot across the stars at people.
Yeah, I'd
could
say that's
see
possible.
that. I don't know. I might be able to make something like that. No guarantees. I have to read
The technology, I should clarify, the technology to make a crude laser exists.
Mhm.
It's used in a series of signal towers in system defense, right? Because
Archimedes laser.
What was that? Sorry, you cut out.
Archimedes laser. Reflective dishes, all focusing through lenses to harness the power of the sun and actually create a burning laser light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah, that was-
Archimedes laser.
Yeah, it was utilized to defeat a fleet of ships back in ancient times.
Yeah.
In Greek, it was Archimedes came up with the idea. People, I don't remember if that's a true one or not. That one's kind of hard.
At any rate, the idea of it.
Yeah, it's not
I was
whether or not
looking
it's
to,
real, it's whether or not the idea
kill
is
people
sound.
with this laser, because if you're trying to kill someone with a magnifying glass and the sun, it's going to take you a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like I was trying to make laser guns for our ship or nothing.
No.
But Yeah, just something that could be used as like a basic flashlight. Or
Oh
if
yeah, or
you
light a
pull
torch
it
or
in
something with it.
lenses, right? You could use it to start a small campfire or
Oh yeah.
light a pipe. Of
Yep.
course, not in space when it would kill us all.
Well,
That would be
in
retarded.
yeah.
Because anyone who is traveling in space is told the dangers of flame in space. I'm
Well,
sure.
in the wormhole, in space, flames are okay as long as they don't get out of control because they burn air,
Well, that
right?
too. But in a wormhole, it affects things much differently.
Oh yes.
Trying to.
So,
Wormhole, there's a
okay.
matter of
Yeah,
relativity.
okay. It was an idea I had because it's an accoutrement I think would be very beneficial that we could connect on, say, the forearm of
Oh,
all
bug
of our
suit.
suit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you basically want to make headlights. I get it.
Pretty much.
No, those you attach to your
Wouldn't it-
nipples.
Hey,
Uh,
now those are breast lights, not headlights.
E-Song says, darn, and I was looking forward to using reroll to save, destroy the ship. Sci-fi version of rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh. Yeah, like you can't even use reliably use fire magic in there because most fire magic actually starts at your hand and you throw it rather than starting at your intended location.
Right.
Yep. And besides, in a wormhole, even if it did start at your intended location, it would still flash back to the ship anyway.
It might.
Because it would be like it's a considerably increased level of flame. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Torches, and it goes up from there.
If you lit a candle, it would be going off like a torch with a 3-inch round flame.
Esau.
Let's save the nipple flashing devices for the stripping.
Hey,
he's in a mood tonight, apparently. You're funny. All right. So on with the hazing and the court.
Yeah. Okay. So you're all piped to deck?
Yep. Come aboard. Yeah, actually, yes. They're all piped to deck. And then it's announced, prepare to receive the Old Man of the Void and the Lady of the Stars.
Yep.
Piping happens as if an admiral is being piped aboard.
Mm-hmm.
And in a black swashbuckler's outfit, the black mask. And Celine, she's recognizable in her full, ceremonial Aryan robes.
Holding a fish.
Carrying a shark wrapped in a blanket.
Actually, the shark's carrying her.
No, he's not that big. He's only about 2.5 feet long.
Okay.
He's fucking not that big. He's just tough as hell.
Otherwise, he wouldn't work for the baby.
True. And then Madrimlin coming up in his dress uniform with a clipboard.
They ascend to thrones.
Yep, which have been set out on the deck for them.
And they take their seats.
Yes, the shark is very much alive. Isong. He's a pet.
He's a space shark. Star shark.
Star shark.
Sometime in the next month, probably.
Or I will. I'll write up the stats for it. So I gotta still gotta finish the stats on Star Krakens.
Yep, you gotta finish them. Yep. But now we've got the spoiler stuff, so the spoiler buttons, because Esong and Daz were helping me out with that today. I didn't know actually that you could put what you wanted it to say on the button. Missed that particular detail, but thank you for helping me with that, because now I can make, and you can put secrets in it, so I can now make my our stat blocks all nice and tidily hid away, even if you do have access to the secrets. It was all from Daz. Well, you pointed it out to me, and then Daz explained it, and it's awesome, so thank you very much.
I didn't think of that sooner. I'm sorry.
I didn't think of it.
So we can come and take our seats at our thrones.
Yep.
Arian will motion the captain over before him.
Yeah, she comes over and bows.
Captain, I understand that you have uninitiated ones aboard your ship.
I do, old man.
Have them present themselves.
As you wish, sire.
This seems appropriate to be camera for, so I'll go back on camera.
Back on the camera.
Yeah, she has like a serene expression. Just holding the shark like she does this every day.
I'm sure
The
the voice
disguise
is
of the
recognizable.
voice is recognizable. Yep. So, in order of rank, you are all individually presented to the Old Man of the Void and the Lady of the Stars.
Which means Yasma goes first.
Yep.
Okay.
She sounds nervous. I like it.
I step forward.
Yeah, she steps forward too.
Royal Scribe, please read the charges and their punishment.
Junior Lieutenant Yasma, you are charged with
Lack of spirit.
lack of spirit. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Milady? Your Grace? How be your findings?
Yeah, she looks at Arian like.
That is quite the bold claim from one who seems to exude a lack of spirit.
Oh, really?
Yes. I believe that if you are truly as spiritful as you say you are, then you will not mind taking the place of the bow spirit for a shift.
You want me to what? Take the place of the. Oh my. Okay. All right.
Very well. Bow to the lady, kiss the baby, and assume your position.
She holds forth the shark to be kissed.
I bow. You kiss me.
Yeah.
Yeah. At all.
Shark's a good choice, actually. Royal baby. That's pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kidding, eh?
Tarek kind of wiggles around and snaps his jaws a little bit.
This needs to be an art commission, sis.
All right. So now what? I gotta get tied to the ship.
Yep, you basically get dressed up in diaphanous Aryan rod robes and lashed to the bow spirit.
Yeah.
might enjoy this.
Says Esong. You know what? Actually, thank you very much. I very well might do that. I know that Chrysalia is looking for artwork for art, and it's just that her style is not something I can usually use in our setting. But this would work just perfectly with her anime style figures. That would be perfect. I will talk to her about it.
Mhm.
Them about it.
Yes, them.
Okay. Them. The part of the name that makes me student. So, okay, Esong says I'll chip in a few bucks. Cool. Well, we'll see what she wants.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think her rates were that high. Yeah.
No, I'm looking at getting Chaotica to do some art for her.
I'm in the draw for Chaotica's raffle.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so yep, and then she is lashed to the bow spirit.
Hmm.
Peppers is making noises.
Peppers wants up in my lap, and I'm saying no because Peppers has been biting.
Ah.
Anyway,
So who's up next?
Give her a distracting Chewy.
I've tried. She keeps running off with it and hiding it.
running off with an idea. Okay, the next would be Xerxes, I would guess.
Oh, right.
Yep.
He comes forward and bows. Practiced court bow.
Yeah. Ensign,
You'll describe. Yep. Read the charges.
you've been charged with excessive celibacy. How do you plead?
Oh, definitely not guilty.
Yeah, I'm sure that Ruavel burst
yeah,
out
Bruno,
laughing.
My lady, your grace, how do you find?
That too is a rather bold claim.
I'd be happy to show you.
Very well, she says. We accept your challenge. Please don these robes. Hands over one of her sets of Aryan Rod robes.
Okay.
Says, and you may read these passages from the holy book while stripping.
Aloud.
Stripping aloud or reading aloud?
Read the passages aloud and strip.
Okay. Y'all are perverts, just want you to know that. No biting, except unless it's during the strip scene.
Aw, he doesn't seem as bothered by this as he should. Okay.
He's not bothered by it at all, actually.
Which is why I suggested the alternate punishment, which
Yes.
was overturned by the court.
Yeah. Which was. What was yours?
To woo Mr. Goldenbow for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yes, with all the best of his ability. Yeah. That's okay. So he does this, although he probably can't help.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, no laughing.
If you, I believe it
Every
says here if
time
you
you
laugh, you have
laugh.
to start over again.
Yes, the old man of the stars claims that it is not sexy enough and makes him begin again.
Okay.
Well, let's face it, stripping with a book in one hand and reading out loud is a difficult task.
No, he's really intelligent. He just memorizes the lines and then. But of course, he screws up once, so he has to start again.
Yep. This is good. This is funny.
So is it the next Sunfall Boy or is it Mr. Spellsword?
We'll go with Arden next.
Ensign Arden Spellsword. You have been charged with procrastination. How do you plead?
He just has this
He's
look
the
like
cog.
what? He's just blinking like what? Procrastination? Um, not guilty?
Jack.
Question mark? Like, I got a feeling it doesn't matter what I say, but
Aaron's turn to pronounce the sentence.
I still have yet to hear a plea.
Exactly.
He said not guilty? Kind of in a question mark.
Lady, Your Grace, how do you reply?
I find him to be guilty of over-excessive procrastination. Therefore,
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
you shall sit yourself upon that keg over there, with your hands beneath your bottom, and not move for an entire shift.
the look on his face is like, oh god, this is gonna be long. Like,
And every time he fidgets, like the old man of the stars will glare at him.
Yeah.
yeah, he's desperately he's like, okay, let me think of that project that Crowley brought to me earlier. That's something to think about.
Of
So,
course, he twitches because he wants to
Now
reach for
kiss
his
the
notebook.
baby and assume your position.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I imagine Arian's glare is pretty fierce. I mean, it already is. He's got really dark brown eyes with these, sparkles, right? So he's like, because he's wearing a mask, so it's like, oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Okay.
Very well. Next, scribe.
Ensign Crowley, you are charged with the inability to boil water without burning it. How do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Milady, Your Grace, what say you?
I agree, and therefore I think it should be his responsibility to cook for the remainder of the voyage.
I can do that.
So shall it be, then. Hydrate check. Hydrate.
And if I may take my leave, I must get started on breakfast then.
Now
I do
kiss the baby.
Yes. Don't forget to kiss the baby.
Oh, go bow, kiss the baby, and head off to the galley.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both give each other suspicious looks when he kisses the baby. One's a cat, one's a shark.
Yeah.
Fish and cat. Except it's a predatory fish.
Yeah, which one's gonna take a bite first?
Crowley licks his lips after kissing the baby as he walks away.
Shark grins.
Thank you for the posture check, Barbaro. You still have a reroll queued, I believe. I'm going to double check that right now.
He does, and he just made one for me. Another one.
Gotcha. Okay.
He said, Siobhan, ammo here.
Gotcha. Where the heck is it? This is my channel point stuff, isn't it? Yes. So I find it under here.
Yeah, it's been sitting there for like 3 months, I think, or 2 months.
Something like that. Largely because we've not had a lot of, like...
Games?
Yes.
In the last 2 months?
There we go. Channel points.
Yizong says she said 3,000 points to make someone strip while reading religious text. Her night is complete.
All right, moving on to the next one while I look this up.
Ensign Vonven. Oh,
Before the court?
now what was Vonven charged with again? That was...
Xerxes calls out.
Free
She's
hugging.
charged with having an exceptionally nice tushy.
You have been charged with excessive tree hugging. How do you plead?
I don't believe it's excessive, but I do hug trees, yes.
Milady, your grace, what say you?
An appropriate punishment for an admitted tree hugger. That she should demonstrate her ability to refrain from excessive tree hugging by managing the garden for a shift without hugging a single tree.
Command. And she bows.
Kisses the baby.
Yep. On the nose. Gives him a little fin scratch.
Gives him a little witch.
Fin scratch.
Yeah.
Now, I believe Lorik was given excessive stoicism or something.
I believe it was excessive exuberance, was it not?
Oh, right. Unfortunately, I gotta do Arian for that.
Lurk?
No, I have to do the other ensign first. Ensign Sunfall.
That'd be me.
You
Ensign.
have been charged with lack of spirit, lack of joviality.
Lack of joviality. I'm not happy enough?
How do you plead?
To put it simply, Ensign Sunfall, you are a prat with an excessively large stick up your bum.
Oh. Well. Anybody could have told you that, Your Honor.
Milady, how do you find?
Oh, I definitely find him guilty. Jesus.
don't even get to plead?
I thought you just.
I believe you
admitted
did
it.
when you said anyone could tell you that.
Oh.
Therefore, I think it shall be his responsibility to be the ship's fool for the day.
I thought there was supposed to be a punishment, Bull Fury. I am the ship's fool.
Well, you can dress appropriately in this Harlequin outfit, she says,
Okay.
which we have conveniently provided.
Excellent.
And you may now entertain the crew. She says.
That I can do.
And Arian hands him a inflated sheep's bladder and a rubber chicken.
There you go.
Ah, excellent. The two important props for a Harlequin.
The Elven Harlequin outfit is in red and green, and it contains one red and one green boot.
Mhm.
Because anybody who is wearing one red and one green boot, on behalf of Loki,
And is therefore exempt from social customs.
or excessive punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
that's
long
what
as they don't
Madrimlian
do
got
anything
on his.
violent.
Okay, so I've looked it up, and we have, I believe, 7. No, more than that. We have a bunch of rerolls queued. We have 3 from Barbarossa, 1 which is directly geared towards Siobhan, 2 which are undeclared. Right? DM Stretch has 2 rerolls queued. Python, who I haven't seen since Game of Tomes, has 2 rerolls queued. And Siobhan has a reroll queued.
Which I can't use for myself, so that's a good thing.
I believe I'll return Python's rerolls because I think they were intended for Game of Tomes rolls, and they can't be used for that. So
Yeah.
I will send those points back to Python. So it's just Barbarossa, DM Stretch, and Siobhan who have rerolls queued up.
Yeah. Stretch didn't make it tonight. He probably fell asleep on the void or whatever he calls that couch.
Yeah, probably. Or he has company, so.
Ah,
Yeah, he's got out of town guests for the holidays, right? Mates that he hasn't seen in a while, so or a buddy or
Oh, yeah.
something like that. So
they quarantined and everything first.
and sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Dave, so
Yep.
yeah.
Lurik. You were charged with excessive joviality.
How do you plead?
Kind of have a puzzled look on my face.
Alrighty then.
Guilt.
Your lady? Like, your grace? What say you?
It is always
Yeah,
good for
Eric.
one to know his limits, and to know that you are excessively jovial and outspoken, Lurik. Therefore, I shall temper my punishment of you. You shall follow Mr. Midshipman's or Ensign Sunfall around, and the entire time he is doing his fool's duty, you shall hum a dirge.
I'm a dirge.
In accompaniment of his effort.
Or white, the color of mourning.
It seems fitting.
As you wished, bow, walk up, and kiss the shark. And then proceed with what I've been tasked to.
to the court, I'm sure there probably is some, because we covered all the characters now, right?
Yeah.
Sure, there is someone who is like really quiet, nobody knows anything about them, so he's told to go up and introduce himself to everybody with a big sign on him that says, "Hi, my name is."
Talk to me.
Said in the chat back when.
And I'm sure there's somebody who has this other habit of being excessively clean, so they get to spit polish all the railings.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is good.
Look to the captain. Is that all, Captain?
No.
She says, "The Aryan Rod's pride is honored to receive the old man of the void and his lady of the stars. Yes. The royal baby is as cute as ever."
Yeah, that receives some chuckles, because of course the royal baby is generally designed to be something it's really not.
Yeah, often if they can't get something like that, they get something like an old turnip. Is the baby. Preferably partially rotting.
Yeah.
Or kneel before the royal judge. That's how it went too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, then the hazing begins.
Mhm.
Fairly typical are things like a shaving from the royal barber, a shaving where your hair is done in the beautiful fashion with, say like a cross diagonal of shaving right across the top or something. Something ridiculous.
They take the clippers and they shave half your beard.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
one eyebrow.
On the other side.
Yeah.
exactly.
Made to look like
Yep,
an,
then
made to look like an edgy anime protagonist.
Yeah.
yes. That's right. That's accurate. Too accurate.
And in respect for Crowley, it's just his shoulder blade that gets shaved.
Yeah, so they can put the tattoo on it.
However, perhaps he should be dipped in a very dilute sovereign glue and then rolled in the flour. So he spends the day white.
Pine tar myself, says Lee.
Come on, guys. He'll clean himself for days if you do that.
Yeah, I will point out, like, solvent glue is
Like the rest of us were. She says it took me 6 months to get my hair back to a normal look. She said.
solvent glue literally can't become undone unless you have the solvent. So
Yeah. And think about how matted that would be.
Let's get a shave. She said.
He would look so funny with no fur. I would hate to.
Okay, how about we buy his fur in colorful patches? Would that work?
That would work.
What do you think?
Sure.
Looks a crack. Sure. Okay.
That's what Aryan. Sure.
To be fair, Crowley would not be alone. This is the thing.
No.
Other people are getting
Yeah, like they did that to Xerxes. They shaved only the back of his head.
Yeah.
So he's got this crown of hair that goes over the top and down the sides.
And they gave Rouville a tonsure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave her a little tonsure. Yeah. And shaved one eyebrow on somebody else, you know. It's tradition.
I'll allow it, says he.
And she's getting more points for it, too.
Oh, reroll.
Yeah, I think she was doing it so she could get a
So once Crowley's done preparing breakfast,
Yeah.
before he alerts the crew that breakfast is ready, he takes the first portion of breakfast,
Yeah.
takes it out to the edge of the ship, says something quietly, and over the edge.
Okay.
Is there anyone close enough by chance to hear him?
Uh.
If not, that's cool, but if so, I'll tell you what he said.
Okay. Tell me what he said. Because I'm sure there's crew close enough to hear him.
Okay. An offering to the old man of the void.
Okay.
And then he'll head back to the galley and tell everyone, well, inform the crew that breakfast is ready.
Okay. Lunch, actually.
Yeah,
Is it
but
lunch?
It's
Fallon,
lunch, yeah.
yeah, it's lunch.
Okay.
Breakfast is cooked by somebody else, but
Is someone gonna feed me? I'm still tied to the bed.
No, your shift is over at this point.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, that is going to be so fun watching Rouville trying to eat his lunch while acting the fool,
The kitten.
followed by Lurik humming a dirge.
yep.
Yeah.
I assume at this point the royal court has already departed, and
Yeah.
the bosun and the exo and everyone has shown up in their actual guises.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, I think we will actually dye Crowley's fur, but we'll do it with semi-permanent dye so that
Wear
it'll
off
go
and-
away after a week or so.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
If you did it with permanent dye, I could probably go home.
It's a good point, she says. Actually, oh, that's right, I forgot he has black fur. We can't dye his fur.
Yeah, you can bleach it.
Press.
Okay,
bleach it.
all right, we'll bleach parts of it. Yeah, we'll give him like a tuxedo.
Including the bow tie.
Yeah. There we go.
And you can say, no, I'm not a black cat, see? Big grin on his face.
Yeah, with a neon bow tie. I don't know if we have neon dye. Well, maybe. We probably have some exotic mushrooms that we could, like, make a neon dye out of.
Oh, that's an alchemy thing. I'll do it.
I mean, this is face.
The alchemy lab is
You know,
shut.
there's...
Oh, right.
Yeah, the alchemy lab would be shut down because you can't do alchemy
Yep.
without an open flame.
Prestidigitation can cause colors, guys.
It can, yeah.
But then you
It's
have to.
Yeah,
not
but it's
long
more
enough.
fun if it's a dye because you have to keep renewing that daily and, you know,
Every hour.
or every hour. Bah.
If you alter anything, it lasts for an hour. Your clothing will stay clean for an hour after you prestidigitate it, but then it just gets dirty naturally.
Right.
Neon dye with side effects.
Somebody's feeling cruel towards characters today. Yeah. Okay, no, it's cool. We'll we'll do it up with, bleach and, be all nice and careful so we don't actually hurt him, because that's, not
Yeah.
the point.
Yep.
You know.
And depending on how long the bleach is left on, depends on how long what color it goes to.
Now, what was that, Crowley?
Lunch roll was 25.
Your lunch
Nice.
roll? Nice. Lunch is fucking delicious, guys.
Oh yeah. Not as good as dinner, but still good.
Well, we would not notice the
Crowley
difference.
would become the official ship's. Crowley would
Yeah,
probably
between
gonna get
25
removed to the kitchen.
Yeah, the difference between 25 and 29 is not something anybody more than a, connoisseur or foodie would notice. So,
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
After lunch, they
And
get
it's
their
not.
lunch. They get the royal bath,
Right.
which is, what shall we use? Wastewater from the mess mingled with spirits, or
Yeah.
I believe somebody already
Or
got.
the,
I believe Arian got the gray water the night before.
gray water filled with fish guts. That's right.
Right.
The royal bath in. Dunked 3 times and are required to call out shellback with each dipping.
Fun.
Karak is munching on the fish guts.
Of course he is.
He did like a sideways look around thing with his eyes. It was great. And then we beat them.
Yep.
That's traditional. Get them to run a gauntlet, beat them with ship ropes.
Ship ropes. Yep.
Sometimes the gauntlet is strewn with ship garbage that would normally be fired out the catapult.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we do have all those entrails from the rats last night.
Worked nicely along with the fish guts.
Yep. I just Carl just stop. Ooh, fruit, and get missed by the rope.
They tie you up with ropes, and if people feel like it, they haul you back to the start, make you run it again. This is pretty brutal, and it can be, but they actually beat you pretty lightly with the ropes. They're not actually intending to hurt you. This is all intended to be, Other ships might be more cruel. They're not.
I imagine Lieutenant Goldenbow gives them some pretty good whacks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty heavy-handed whacker with the rope.
Fair enough. Celine is not. She's like, little flick. Entirely symbolic. She doesn't actually want to hurt anybody.
The sergeant makes sure it stings, but, not the bruise. Maybe minor welting.
Yeah, some welts, no bruises. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my German catches with just the edge, just enough to make it sting.
Crowley will do the rock star walk through the gauntlet, arms up, head down.
He definitely takes a lot of hits. Then.
Oh yeah.
Haul him back, boys! He's enjoying this.
Yeah, so he hauls them back.
Journey again.
Yeah. Well, a good time is had by all except for those who get hit by ropes.
The ones who are being inducted into silver or golden shellbacks are also expected to do things like run this gauntlet.
Yep.
Royal bath, and submit themselves to the royal barber, potentially.
Guys, we got a cough here.
Yep, so my German will submit. He'll do it.
Yeah, the sergeant will do it. And if the guy tries to haul him back, the sergeant drags him through the gauntlet.
Yeah, when the sergeant's going through, there's 3 guys on the rope.
Anybody haul Celine back to the beginning? Okay. Probably Ruavel giggling. He looks.
Drumlin expects to be hauled back.
But then she blows him a kiss and continues. And then they receive a bucket of water dumped over the heads of each of the polywogs in turn as a baptism of the Erts. Actually, the old man and Aryan Rod are still here, so we don't get to do this part, right? Because then they are presented before the old man and the Lady of the Stars, who declare them to be trusty shellbacks and present them with certificates.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part.
Yep.
I will read the certificate. And your certificates look very much like the sample one that I provided on the article, because this is an Avalonian Navy certificate. It may be slightly different, like the art may be different or the fonts or whatever, but to the stars through hardships, farers wherever you may be, and to all star selkies, star sharks, sirens, cephalopods, space turtles, dragons, star dolphins, star whales, krakens, and all other living things of the void, greetings. Know ye that on the current date, whatever the fuck it is, the first of Harvest Moon, 4639. Okay, remember that date, because I can make you guys certificates if you want it real easy. I can modify the one I've got here.
Okay.
Know ye that on the first of Harvest Moon, 4639 AC, in interstellar space near the Talasian system, there appeared in our royal domain Avalonian Imperial Navy ship Aryan Rod's Pride. Be it remembered that the said vessel and officers and crew thereof have been inspected and passed on by ourselves and our royal staff, and be it known by all ye spacers, marines, dirtsiders, and others who may be honored by the presence that, insert your name and rank here, right? Having been found worthy to be numbered as one of our trusty shellbacks, has been duly initiated into the solemn mysteries of the ancient order of the void. Be it further understood that by virtue of the power invested in us, we hereby command of our subjects to show due honor and respect wherever they may be, under penalty of our royal displeasure. Signed by the Old Man of the Void, King of the Endless Dark Between, Her Royal Highness Aryan Rod, Queen of the Stars, Captain Eliana Wintermist, AINS, and then Trusty Shellback, it says at the bottom. Congratulations, she says. Order of the Trusty Shellbacks.
Thank you very much, says Crowley.
Thank you.
And then she gives them each a hug.
Yes,
And then
thank
they
you,
in turn
Dana.
receive certificates as silver or golden shellbacks, as is appropriate, which will be similarly worded. You guys want certificates? I can make them up for you. I will do that. Is the shark present? Yes.
Yeah, he was involved in the gauntlet because those poor sailors having to go through the gauntlet while the shark grabbing. Ooh, fish guts.
Yep. What? Yes, and then a party ensues.
Esong, do
With a
chat
skill-
members get certificates? Esong goes, do chat members get certificates?
I'll give you a certificate, Esong. What's your character's name? Because you put something in there about the silent character that, has to go and introduce themselves.
Not to mention, spent all the points to make sure that Xerxes was cross-dress stripping and reading the holy text.
Interactive games are fun.
Yeah.
Been an awesome game, you guys.
At 8 o'clock,
But I've got to go. I've got to work real early in the morning.
and I've got a migraine.
We could call it here
It is 8.
if you guys wanted to. It is 8 o'clock. I think we're scheduled till 9, but coffee's on. I can raid them anytime.
Okay.
And this seems a good place.
Line, and then maybe next week we'll be a little more prepared for 9 o'clock end.
Well, Esong just redeemed a name generator. She goes NPC.
The character's name is NPC. Is that what you're saying?
That'd be funny.
A song does point out this is a natural stopping point. Yeah, it is. I feel that anything would be kind of anticlimactic after this anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, NPC.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
She's like, no!
Okay. Or, actually, how about something like,
Travel to the U.S.
oh, just a minute.
Pandemic.
Some elf name.
Liberal MP Kamal Kara is
Ooh, I hear the radio.
as part
I have an elven name generator here. I think she's like a she-elf. We could name her...
Naori Path and Clear song. Oh, she has Aaron Ryson.
Irene Reeson? How about Irene Songbird, which would be more suited to my elf types? And that way we know for sure it was you.
With an E instead of an A, so that it'd be E Songbird.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. You shall have a certificate. I'll make those up and they should be done by next week.
Huh. Apparently, I've been looking, and apparently Pathfinder does not have a drift globe in the magic items stuff. It's something from D&D. Oh well.
Yep.
It's basically like it works like an ion stone, kind of. I checked all the ion stones. There's not an ion stone that does the same thing either, so. Let me.
Songbird, if that's okay. Done. And generator with my points here so that I remind myself what it was. Well, I won't, so I have to. Name generator, there we go. I have unlimited points, so I can do that, right? So it's just I've used this to make a note for myself before.
Basically, you give it a command word, it can either emanate light or the daylight spell, but you can only use the daylight spell effect once a day. And it basically, I figure since it doesn't, it would operate like an ion stone in Pathfinder.
She-elf Scald, ship's bard, that'd be cool. A ship's bard quiet enough that they have to introduce themselves to the people. I might be a secure reporter, I don't know.
maybe they're just a bard class and they just kept to themselves until then.
I said
Maybe
Scald because that's
anxiety
basically like the
issues
barbarian.
and they're not.
Okay, she's all for that, so that is what's happening.
Anyway, I said Scald because that's like the barbarian bard combo, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It should be really forceful and outspoken, and this one's super quiet.
oh god.
Yes, it's canon. I'm gonna put that character in. I may even have that character make a cameo in future books. That's brilliant.
The quiet scald. That's just funny.
I guess it's time for the credits. And I'll set it up so that we're gonna go raid Coffee Quills. And we'll want the credit screen. All right. Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Aaron Ree, based on the Toy Soldiers Saga universe created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by Google Meet. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, Incarnate, and World Spinner, with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. At www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution license, the Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Special thanks to eSongbird24601 for being especially interactive in this episode and making it a lot of fun. We're now going to raid Coffee Quills. Do not forget our raid shout, which is prepare to be boarded because we are the Sable's privateers. Aaron will be back tomorrow with Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. Pacific time. No, you're not. Oh, wait, no, that's Monday. Aaron will be back on Tuesday with Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is
5 Eastern or 10 p.m. GMT.
That's right. And we will see you then. You're going to have to click the raid because it doesn't look like my raid button is coming up. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Remember our raid shout, prepare to be boarded. We are the Sable's privateers.
And now I'll go to Coffee Stream and see. And are we off air?
Yeah.
All right.